a signature that matched a Klein ledger. The net tightened. At night, Elena sat with a photograph of a small girl tucked under the ledger's weight, a child with her mother's eyes. She whispered into the dark, "If you were alive, I'd make them remember you." It was half plea, half curse. But the deeper they went, the more Elena noticed Raphael's gazes. He studied her face like a man trying to read a book in a foreign language. There was warmth there, and something like fear that she might one day turn on him. She told herself love was a risk she could file away. Revenge required no attachments. Raphael published a follow-up that named more names and linked them to the Klein companies. The town stirred. A donor withdrew. A project was delayed. Daniel's smile frayed in photographs. Mara answered with charm and anger. Open audits, she promised. But each promise dug them deeper because Elena and Raphael had lined up witnesses who recalled late-night pickups, vans, and signatures. In the parking lot behind the town hall, a man who once worked at the Valdez packing plant approached Elena with shaking hands and an envelope. Inside, invoices stamped with the Klein insignia, receipts that, if verified, would show deliberate financial engineering. He whispered, "My family can't live with what we did." Elena listened. She'd come for retribution, but the stories she collected were not always black and white. Men who'd taken paychecks to keep their families, women who'd signed papers with hope that a new factory would finally steady life. Her ledger became a map of human compromise. At the same time, Daniel's team grew vicious. Anonymous op-eds called her Evelyn Cade the Social Climber. The Kleins threatened to sue Raphael. Mara's friends called Elena to lunch, trying to charm her back into the fold. Elena ate the food and tasted the same arrogance she'd tasted years ago. Late one night, while going over yet another ledger printout, she found a notation. ER, orchard expense. The initials were smeared. Could they be her name? Or did someone else with ER exist in the past? The smear made her feel like a child at school accused of cheating, exposed without explanation. She realized she could be standing on a precipice she didn't fully understand. The missing witness vanished the day before he was to meet Raphael with proof. The town pretended not to notice. Elena's nights turned sleepless. She'd thought revenge would clear everything like a bonfire, but instead it stoked deeper shadows. She began to see mirrors. For every person she toppled, others fell collateral. Raphael grew reckless, his articles angrier, his nights shorter. He called Elena in the middle of the night, voice raw, saying he'd been followed. He admitted fear and begged her to step back. Elena's first instinct was caution, the second was fury. How dare anyone threaten the man who'd helped her? How dare anyone threaten someone she might be learning to love? Her father's ledger contained a single folded letter he'd never give her when alive. She opened it and found a single sentence in her father's spidery hand. "Protect what matters, or the goods will eat the household." There was no map, only a warning. Elena recognized the tone of someone who'd built fences around his family and never told them why. At a gala hosted by Mara's charity, Elena spotted the kind of casual cruelty she'd known as a girl. Laughter at a joke aimed at the poor, a glance that closed a door on someone asking for a job. She placed herself at the center of the room and let the cameras capture her generosity. She donated a large sum publicly, but for a private reason. The bank account she used had a back door she'd arranged to trace payments. As she left, someone handed her a small black card. "Meet me midnight." She turned it over. The handwriting matched the note from her door weeks ago. The person who'd warned her had stepped up with a time. Elena wondered whether the warning was a threat or an ally's invitation. She decided to go. Midnight smelled of rain and tobacco as Elena followed directions to a small boathouse. The man there was older than she expected. Hair white, eyes tired. He'd been a caretaker on the Valdez property during her childhood. He spoke low and fast. You're stirring storms you don't understand. You're not the only one who lost things here. Your father. He left debts and enemies. He handed Elena a faded ledger page.